little rough start, but then I wrote down 3 different lines that just had me going, and I forgot about the motorboating line. Didn't even write that one down.
Less kayfabe.
MJF is going to win this thing.
More chaos.
Tony, I'm sorry that I thought that.
All elite. This is the Elite Heat Podcast. The Elite Heat Podcast. With Tim and Doug.
Thanks to tonight's AEW Dynamite, a beach has been broken.
Oh, it broke the daylights out of that beach. Did you see it?
Well, not anymore, because it's broken.
Yeah, they closed it. Closed it down.
It's all broke. Well, the mayor said it's fine and everybody should still come, but, you know.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I saw the show. They did a lot of damage to that sand.
They did. They did. Actually, sand would get involved. We'll talk about that in a minute. Nice little. Of course
it would.
Yeah, nice little, Mr. Fuji moment there. But let's talk about tonight's episode of Dynamite, which was Beach Break from Clearwater, I think?
St. Pete, Clearwater, yep.
That's what I thought. I got a little confused because of all the sponsorship. I was like, wait, where are we exactly? But Clearwater, Florida. So let's lead it off as we do with our heat check and talk about what we liked, what we didn't, what we thought was just mid. I don't remember who went.
You go first. I went first last time. So you take the lead, my friend.
All right. So mine is a bit of a split tonight.
Oh.
So here's the stuff I liked. Obviously, MJF versus Omega.
Obviously.
If you didn't like that match, go away. Just go ahead and yeet yourself into the heart of the sun. I liked the opening promo with Renee and Kenny. I thought that was very good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Ospreay MJF exchange was very good.
Yep.
Fletcher and Takeshita were great.
Yeah.
The whole segment that starts with Mick Foley talking with the Don Callis family was very good.
Yep.
A lot of that is Mick. I love Mick. And I'm going to put the video that they put together of Jack Perry re-signing in my liked it as well. That is primarily because I'm just glad that Jack re-signed.
Yeah, me too.
What did you like?
I liked a lot. I too liked the Kenny cold open. I thought it was serious. I thought it wasn't too long, which I thought was great. Loved the Renee Ospreay MJF interview in the back. I thought MJF came off just determined and deranged, and I love seeing them get into a tussle in the back there. Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, holy cats. I thought, all right, match of the night already. This is crazy. This is going to be a real pull for real old school ECW fans and some WWF fans. Tie-dye guy is back.
Oh, yeah.
If you were watching old ECW pay-per-views before they went to TNN, tie-dye guy was at almost every single one in the front row, wearing that tie-dye tank top and a backwards hat. So, he's still with us. Way to go, tie-dye guy. And he's still going to show. So, way to go, buddy. Hats off. But I also really liked the Casino Gauntlet match for a shot at Thekla at the title. Mostly, I liked Thekla on commentary, but I liked the whole match. And I really liked the Divine Dominion coming in. I think it's interesting. I liked it. And the main event, come on. So damn good. So good. Those two were amazing. Amazing. So that was my like it hot heat check.
Okay. The stuff that was mid for me, Ciampa and Jericho.
Same.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to come as a surprise for anybody. The Brawling Birds video.
Yep.
The Kevin Knight portion, his promo, quote unquote, his portion of that segment was pretty weak. Fell in the mid category for me.
Okay.
Ospreay and Moxley versus the Workhorsemen, aka Already in the Ring. The Shida promo. I put the Casino Gauntlet match on my mid list. I'll explain more when we get to it.
Okay.
And then Renee and Speedball are on my mid. And that's the whole show right there. So there's nothing on my did not like. So that's the
I did not get to see the Renee and Speedball, but it doesn't sound like I missed anything.
If you blinked, you missed it.
Okay, that's fair. As far as my mid, I agree. Jericho, Ciampa. I thought the match was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it did much for either guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Okay. So Psycho Killer beat him up a little bit after the match. Okay. Brawling Birds, the bit was fine, but now we're a tag team again? I mean, that's how you do it? Just, hey, let's get in a bar fight? Okay, cool. Um, I'm calling them now Death Spray with Mox and Ospreay
I
together
like that. I like that. That's good.
against the Workhorsemen. I thought that was mid, whatever. I'm not sure why, I will get into it more. I think I know why it was even on the show, but whatever. I have in mid the Foley to Fletcher to Kevin Knight to Fletcher to Andrade to everyone to Darby and Andrade as mid.
Okay.
Just because it's so much to get to the end of that sentence of what they were trying to get done. Whew, I felt it was convoluted. But I mean, I'll put Foley in the loved it category. Sure, why not? He's Mick Foley.
Yeah.
That's my mids.
Okay. Was there anything that Hitcher did not like?
It's a consistent thing, but this one comes with a asterisk because I still don't like them not telling us who all is lined up for the casino gauntlet match. Now, the big caveat is because of the surprise return. And I understand that, but you can still say, here's who we have, plus we have more that haven't been named yet that will be making an appearance if they have the time. Tell us that. I think that helps that match so much more. We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
I still don't like it. I understand it tonight. I still don't like it.
Yeah. I get that. All right. Well, with that, let's get into the deep dive on the show here. So I don't have a lot, I think, to add to Renee and Kenny.
No.
It's a strong start to the show. I liked that it really showed a intensity and level of focus from Omega.
Yeah.
I think it told you a lot about how tonight was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought it was fine. I have no notes.
Same. I mean, I liked it. I like that he warned MJF that he's going to be ready this time.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that played out in the match. And yeah, it was fine. And again, thought it was serious. Didn't go too long. That's why I thought it was really good. So yeah, it was solid.
Then we got Ciampa and Jericho, which I was glad that they started with it so we could get it out of the way.
Yes.
Please, for the love of Xenu, let this be it. Let this be it.
Please.
Look, this match was not a bad match. And I think that just like we had talked about with the Speedball versus Kevin Knight match that happened too fast,
Mm-hmm.
this is another match that suffers from a bad build. If the build had been better, if any of this had worked, we would be talking about this match going, man, they came out of the gate hot. This was a potential match of the night. It was a very good match. That face buster or whatever it was on the steps that Ciampa hit on Jericho, good God.
He may have got busted hard way, and if he didn't,
he may have.
Jericho is a hell of a seller, dude, because that looked atrocious.
Yeah. So the match itself, if you could just put it in a vacuum, if this was just one of those one-offs that they did on a random Dynamite, I'd be like, man, this is a really good match. I'd like to see more of it. But because the story is so bad, let this be it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any more of this. Despite the fact the match was good, the story is bad. I'm please God, let it be done.
Yes, because here's what was annoying is that Excalibur called it a big-time grudge match.
Yeah.
Okay. No, but okay.
Well, I get he's got to sell it.
He does.
But
considering what we have coming up later, that's not the big-time grudge match. Come on, man. And 6 weeks this has been going. 6 long weeks. I thought it was a solid win for Ciampa. Again, I thought they both did great. I think Jericho looked really good physically in the ring. But I don't need to see any more of this. Let it be done, please.
No, let it be done. Move on.
Yep.
Then it was the Brawling Birds video. I pretty much agree with what you said there. Here's the one thing that I put in my notes about this video. Are we actually going to do something with them this time?
Yeah.
Because, okay, you've got them beaten up, obviously random dudes that are, indie wrestlers or whatever in this video in a pub. And some of that didn't even look good. There was one where a guy just straight no-sold it.
Yeah.
So even in this pre-done video, it didn't do a lot to make them look good. It didn't do a lot to build them. if you're going to use them as an actual team this time, great. I can't say I dislike it because
Right.
I want to like the Brawling Birds and I want this to go somewhere, which is why I don't say that I dislike the video. But it
Yep.
also didn't do anything for them. And
No.
because you have consistently not done anything with them, I have a hard time buying into this. But I'm going to be optimistic for arguably the first time in my life and hope that they're going to do something with them as a team this time.
Yeah. And I thought it was weird that the only, other than they're together beating up some randos,
Yeah.
to have Hater say, what were we thinking?
It
And
doesn't
that's
even make
it.
sense. Yeah.
I think, and again, this is one of the few times they needed more exposition because that one line saying, what were we thinking, needed the follow-up of why did we not continue to be a tag team? Because that's, I think, what the sentence was supposed to convey. But again, for the first time, they didn't give us enough context. So,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to hope, but I'm pretty sure Lucy's going to pull the football on me again here.
Man, I hope not.
Same.
I hope
Then,
not.
after a somewhat rocky start to the show, we got something that was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, we start good with the Omega promo, and then we came back up with Ospreay and MJF. I really enjoyed MJF making fun of Mox and like doing the voice. I thought that was, I mean, look, everything he does is great. I thought it was a really good segment. It made me want MJF versus Ospreay to be the main event at All In, despite the fact that if you have been listening, you know that for several weeks I've been saying that's not going to be the main event at All In, but it made me want it nonetheless.
It made me want to see those two go at it. And I like the fact that it did get physical. I thought that was really fun.
Same.
So I don't have any notes on that one. I just am going to echo what you said. Thought it was a good, very good bit.
Yep.
Thought it made them both look solid. So yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. Then it was time for Kyle Fletcher versus Konosuke Takeshita for the international title. I'm with you. That was the first one that I went, this is a match of the night contender. They were really, really good. That sheer drop brainbuster that Fletcher does on the top turnbuckle is insane. And if you watch the replay, when they did the replay from a different angle, dude, Takeshita came down on his head.
Yeah.
Like, he just did.
Yep.
I don't know if he was supposed to, but he sure did. And just nasty.
Yep.
Were you surprised that they switched the belt? Because I was a little bit.
A little bit, but it made sense with the aftermath. But I will say, in addition to that, the sheer drop on top of the turnbuckle, that pile driver into the German suplex on the apron. Oh, that was brutal. And then one of my favorite lines of the night when Don Callis goes, he lost a tooth. Did you see the tooth? And Schiavone goes, Don, you should know about losing teeth.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
So good. Thank you, Tony Schiavone, for being awesome.
Yeah, he was really good tonight. Tony was really good tonight, I thought.
Yep.
I thought Taz was pretty good tonight, too. You know, he's hit or miss. I thought he was pretty good tonight.
He wasn't his weird heel Taz tonight. He was just Taz. And that's the Taz I want to see on my TV.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, watch this. And if you watched it tonight, watch it again, just because it's brutal, but it's also incredibly creative. The offensive sequences that they put together is really impressive. This is a great match. Like I said, match of the night contender. This is a great match.
Yeah, I loved it. They had me guessing a little bit when the conglomeration came out at the very end before they went to break to help Takeshita. But when we get back to break, they're gone.
Yeah.
And out comes Foley.
Yep. Yeah, so here comes Mick. I love Mick.
Yep.
I will always love Mick. He was great. I thought Fletcher's promo was pretty good here. That was a good little promo by him. Mick was better, but to be fair, again, he's Mick Foley. Then it would bring out Kevin Knight. Now, I agree with you when this whole segment is a bit bloated because you really have to treat everything that I'm about to say here as one segment. So Kevin Knight comes out, and the reason that I put him specifically in the mid is like, look, we know he's not great on the mic, but he's like, yeah, finally brought a belt to the DC MJF.
Yeah, I know. I caught that too.
And I
Come on,
went,
man.
this is why I keep saying Don needs to be the guy that talks for him, and he needs to just not talk.
Yep.
I mean, I get it. You need the reps to try and get better, work on it behind the scenes, but let Don do his promos because, like, bro.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
then what made it? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, I mean, I know why they're having him do it because he has to come off as that arrogant guy, and having Don
Yeah.
portray him that way would not work. So I understand it, but give him less to do. Let Don start and have him take the mic and be like, yeah, give me that belt.
Yeah.
What's up? So
Yeah. But let Don start it and let him finish it, man.
Yeah.
Like, and then what made it, I thought, look even worse is here comes Andrade, who is not a native English speaker. And I thought his promo was better than Kevin Knight's, like,
Yep.
and kudos to him for working on it. Both him and Shida, I thought tonight, I was like, man, you guys have been working on it. You've come a long way. Good for you. And let me be clear, I'm not knocking either of them for not being native English speakers. I think anybody that is bilingual is incredible. I can't switch the way they do. Like, it's awesome. I just spent a couple days in Mexico and watching them switch, back and forth from English to Spanish. It's incredible. Like, and I'm over here like, I can say a few things,
Right?
So to be clear, I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying here comes Andrade, who if you're going to pick anybody in this segment that I go, well, that's probably going to be the, quote unquote weakest on the mic. It's going to be him, right?
That was not true though.
Because it's his second language, and it wasn't true. He was very, very good here.
Yep.
If I'm going to nitpick it, the only thing I thought was I would have enjoyed it if he said, I'm going to take all those belts instead of just one. But
Same. Yeah. I thought
it's
that
nitpicky,
I thought we were going to hear, I'm going to take your belt and your belt and your belt is what I thought I was going to hear. But you know what? Have him start with one. We'll go with that. So yeah.
Yeah. He was very good. He was very good there.
But I just thought it was to get all the way, and it still wasn't over because Andrade calls out everybody clearly as some kind of setup. I mean, you have to be blind not to see it. But instead of finding Andrade, it's Darby. And, this is where Kevin Knight, I'll give him some credit, where he's like, no, stay away from that book bag. You just got to trust me on this one.
Yeah.
And the fact that the skateboard exploded onto Brian Cage, taking him out, pairing up Darby and Kevin Knight and Jake Doyle and Andrade, I thought that was good. If we don't see a tag match soon, I'm going to be really disappointed. But I thought that's what they were setting up, and it took so long to get there.
It did. It's a long segment. It is a little bit bloated. It is a little bit overbooked, but I didn't mind it, and I think that it furthers that story pretty well.
Yeah.
Because now we have shifted away from, there's so many people involved in the world title story to now there's a lot of people involved in this Don Callis family story. But that at least makes sense because Don even said it on commentary of like, I have the biggest faction in the company. And I can't remember.
Wrestling.
Yeah, in pro wrestling right now. And I can't remember if it was him or if it was Shivani or somebody said maybe ever. And I was like, well, hold on. I remember when like everyone was in the NWO.
Yes. NWO.
We're not to the NWO stage yet, but we're not far from it, And so it at least makes sense for them to have a bunch of different people involved in this story because there's so many in the group.
Yeah.
So that at least makes sense, and that's why it didn't bother me that much. But you're right, it is a bloated segment. There's a lot to get through.
Yeah, and that's why I called it one of my mids, and that's why I literally labeled it Foley to Fletcher to Kevin to Fletcher to Andrade to everyone to Darby to Andrade to Jake Doyle and Kevin Knight, because that's what happened. And again, I'm fine with it all. I think we both agree it was a little too long, but like you said, story moved forward. I'm happy with that. At the end of the day, that's what we're looking for, and they did. So, hats off. Nice.
Yeah, can't be too mad at it. I mean, you could, but yeah. Then it was, what'd you call him?
Death Spray.
Death Spray. I like that. Death Spray versus, I had initially called the Workhorsemen already in the ring. I now want somebody to form a group called Already in the Ring.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, I would enjoy that. But anyway, I'm going to be very honest here. I didn't pay a lot of attention to this one. And the main reason why is I knew who was going to win.
Yeah.
And I don't fully understand what we're doing here. And the reason that I say that is I don't mind Mox and Ospreay as a team. I think it makes
Mhm.
sense for John Moxley and Will Ospreay to team up.
Yeah.
But you feed them jobbers, and it also makes less sense to me because normally when they start feeding people the jobbers, it's so they can say they're on a win streak. For example, as I had told somebody who was trying to argue with me in the comments a while back, they were going to use Omega beating nobodies as
Yeah.
part of the build. And then there it
Mhm.
is in the graphic, 4-match win streak or
Yep.
whatever. At some point, they're going to start putting that up with these guys that they're on a multi-match win streak. Yeah, but you didn't beat anybody. And you're two of the top guys in the company.
Right.
And so normally when they start doing this, it's not just to get you on the win streak, but it's because they're positioning you to eventually challenge for a title.
Yep.
I don't think it makes sense for these guys to go after the tag team titles. They're too
No.
busy doing other things.
Yep.
And so while I don't mind them as a team and I don't mind watching them in the ring together, I just don't get it. I don't really understand what we're doing here and why we're doing it other than to put them on TV.
I think their rationale is to get Will and Mox together on screen so we could see their exchanges and see how they work together. And I wrote this first before the segment was fully over. I said solid win continues to cement Ospreay with the Death Riders, but then Mox and Shafir left without him.
Yeah.
And they made a point of showing Ospreay more than once, just kind of looking at him like, guys,
Yeah.
what? Okay, I
Right.
guess.
And
So
yeah.
that weird tension, that's the only reason this match was there, is to set up that bit of tension between Ospreay and Moxley. Okay, I think you could have done that with a couple of backstage vignettes, but I'm never going to complain about seeing Ospreay and Mox on TV. They're both great. So
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't mind them as a team, and I think some of the combo stuff they do is really, really good and really clever. I just don't really understand why we're doing it. I mean, I don't think you're wrong on that. I don't know why we're doing it.
no,
You
I,
know?
I I understand that we're both right on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just odd. Then we got the Shida promo, which, like I said, I'm very impressed with how far she has come. She has worked
Yes.
hard on her English. I'm very impressed by that. Kudos to you. I'd love to see what her Duolingo streak is. Um, Other than that, though, I thought it was fine. I mean, it was fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was. I liked her kind of going, I told you, but you didn't listen. I like that.
Yeah.
I just don't know. To me, this was another one of those moments where I'm going, okay, so this served to remind us that she won the TBS championship.
Yep.
Cool. But other than that, I don't know how much we moved anything forward.
I don't think we did, but the fact that they gave us a nice recap and let her speak and show that, yeah, she can handle herself on the mic and better than she has before. And the angle of I told you so, I really liked. So, and again, it didn't overstay its welcome. So I think that's what made it good. If it would have continued much longer, then it would have went to the sub mid to, ugh, what are we doing? But
Yeah.
that was solid. So
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, as you can tell, I kind of went back and forth on this one where
Oh
I
yeah.
liked it, but I didn't love it. And I kind of went back and forth on where to put that one. So,
I've been a Shida fan since day one,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
even this iteration, which is a slightly odd one, I'm still a fan. So I'm probably a little more forgiving than others, but yeah, I
Sure.
like it.
No, I mean, I like it. I think it was the right call to put the belt on her, but let's see where
Mhm.
we go.
Yep.
Then we got the Casino Gauntlet match for the number one contender for the Women's World Championship. And let me just start off by saying I completely agree with you on I wish that they would do more to build the tension of the match. I like the concept of this match.
Yeah.
I think it's a really interesting idea. But until we have a concrete story where person X didn't get into the ring, whether it's somebody that was announced to be in the match, like you said, and we never see him come out, or the one that I've argued for a bunch of, the match ends as somebody is making their way to the ring.
Yeah.
And you can get the shot of them looking around, go, wait. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then you've got a legitimate story of them,
Yeah.
especially if it's a heel, then going like, I got screwed, blah, 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 right?
I mean, that's a free story arc waiting.
Yep.
And the
Yeah, it
women
is.
need more of that. And I will say, I think this helped get a few more of those angles going. But that one is such an automatic that it bothers me that, in my humble opinion, I think they're leaving money on the table with that
I
one.
agree.
And I don't understand it at all.
Yep, I agree. I think they're leaving money on the table. I think it's got great story potential, and they have yet to capitalize on it. And they like the match. They go to it a lot.
Yep.
And again, I like the concept of it. I don't have a problem with it, but we need more of that drama, right?
Yeah.
We need more. If you're going to have these matches for who gets the number 1 and the number 2 spot, and you're going to tell me that, it's so important to be one of the first 2 in because it could end at any minute and all that stuff. You've got to pay that off. You've got to have that actually happen where
Yeah.
somebody gets quote unquote screwed, by it. And then it's much more dramatic. And I'm with you. I understand that a big part of why they don't announce the participants beforehand is they like to use this to bring somebody back.
Yep.
This is almost always a match where somebody makes a return. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you don't have to announce everybody, but not unlike the Royal Rumble, where you get people declaring.
Yeah.
You can have people start declaring for it. You can have people go, yeah, I'm in it. I'm declaring for it. And then if we never see that person, or, we literally get the shot of, because Shivani tried to sell it going, there have been people standing backstage that never got to come out. Who?
Yeah. We've never seen it.
We need to see it. We
Yeah.
need to see the people backstage that didn't get to come out going like, you know what I mean?
Plus, you can't tell me that someone is going to, you're going to see maybe number 3 start walking out, and then someone runs up behind them, knocks them down, and takes their spot
Yeah.
because they want to get in the match. Okay, now you've got heat between those two. Those two
Yeah.
don't have to win now. Now they can just fight later. That's
Yep.
another, again, a free story hook that'll take you, I don't know, give it 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. They're leaving money on the table with this match. The biggest reason that it fell into my mid is setting that larger issue aside, which is always going to be an issue that we're going to
Mhm.
bring up when they do these until they pay that off, until they do something more with the match.
Yep.
That's just sort of a running objection, if you will.
Yes.
The biggest reason I put this in my mid was until Willow's music hit, I was not paying attention. I was
Oh,
paying attention, but it was sort of like I was a little bit bored with it.
okay.
I'm not sure why. That might be a me problem more than them. I thought Thekla you brought her up on commentary. I thought she was good. I thought it was a little bit of a rough start, but then I thought she got very good.
Yes.
I'm just going to point this out that her talking about motorboating Mina was funny.
It was very funny. Very funny.
Unexpected, but funny.
Yep.
There were some interesting spots in there when Athena took that bump on the trash can lid. I wondered, was she supposed to, or did that just happen by accident? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that just happened. I don't think
Yeah.
that was meant to be. So, yeah.
But, I just didn't, I don't know. It didn't pull me in the way some others have. And as soon as I heard Willow's music hit, I went, well, she's winning. And
Yeah,
so it took all the drama out,
I even wrote down, Willow is back at 8th place. I wonder
Yeah.
who's going to win.
Yeah. You
Which
knew
is-
she was going to be the last entrant. Well, I guess you didn't know, but I figured she was.
It's fine because they
Yeah.
didn't let her stay. They didn't bring out 8 more people and then have her win. She came in, beat up, she was in for maybe 3 minutes. Not
Yeah, give or
at
take.
most.
Yeah.
So that was fine.
Yeah.
And
And where I'm going to disagree with you
oh, okay.
is I didn't love the tag champs Divine Dominion attacking Sky Blue and Julia Hart. I shouldn't that be the other way around? That didn't make a lot of sense to me. And commentary doing this weird like, oh, maybe it's a business deal with them and Mercedes. I was like, why? I don't get that.
I mean, here's why I liked it. Number one, we get to see Divine Dominion on an episode of
Sure.
Dynamite that is
Yep.
a Collision. and you're doing something with them, which is great. I think the angle they're going for, and they left too much of the heavy lifting up to commentary, is that I think Mercedes and Divine Dominion are going to now be a three-headed monster to make sure that Thekla doesn't have any advantage and that they can take that group on. And now you have two trios teams going head to head. And I liked that idea. At first I thought, oh my God, Thekla is teaming up with Divine Dominion and throwing Julia and Sky
that would have been interesting.
Out to pasture. I was like, they didn't win, so I'm going with winners. That's where my mind went. We didn't get that, but I think because of just the pose at the end where all three were doing the same pose, I think we're supposed to assume that they're now together. So
okay.
I was okay with it, but like you said, I had to do too much thinking to make that work. You need to, again, a little more exposition. Stop leaving the heavy lifting up to commentary. Show Mercedes say something to Divine Dominion on her way out.
Yeah.
There was time. You could have shot that. There's no reason not to.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's too vague if that's what we're doing. I also, where I'm going to say it does not make sense is I think with Willow showing up and being the new number one contender for Redemption, I think they're going to switch it. I think Willow's going to win. So now you've put them together for what purpose? Because now Mercedes isn't going to care about Thekla. Mm-hmm. There's no beef there. You know what I mean? Other than to put them in a trios match to try and heat a feud between Julia Hart and Sky Blue and Divine Dominion, which is, I'm sure, what's going to happen. But like, now we're getting too convoluted again. There's too many players on the board here.
Yep. Like I said, I am happy to see them attempt to do more with the women's division.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not sure if this is as such a clear path as it was when they were throwing everybody at MJF. But with this, if they really are teaming Mercedes and Divine Dominion, then if that's how they're going to go, then you're right. It doesn't make sense for them to switch it. So I don't know if that's going to happen.
The reason I think it will is because every report that's been out there is that it was supposed to be Toni Storm.
Mm-hmm.
And then she had to go away. Mm-hmm. So they pivoted to Willow, and then Willow got hurt.
Yep.
And so then it was like, okay, well, now it's Mercedes. Well, but now Willow's back. So if the plan was that Willow was supposed to go to All In, I don't know how you do that without her winning. Unless you want to throw her at the TBF, and maybe that's what they're going to do. Maybe they're going to pivot her then to Shida under the whole I never lost it.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
And maybe that's the plan. Maybe that's what they'll do, and then this makes more sense. From where I'm sitting right now, I feel like they're going to switch to Willow because then you also get the face heel dynamic at All In.
Yeah. Well, and isn't that where the match is happening? Because that's what this was for, was to take.
No, this is for Redemption.
Thekla. Oh, okay.
It's going to be Willow versus Thekla at Redemption.
Okay.
And then whoever wins that will get Mercedes at All In. And this is where what you bringing that up though is where I understand why they do it, but this is where I don't love them plopping a pay-per-view in between Double or Nothing and All In.
Yes.
I think that if Redemption was like Redemption is going to get swallowed by the build to All In.
Yeah.
And it's the same problem that they used to have when they were like, well, we're going to keep All Out on Labor Day weekend. And then it was like literally a week or two after All In. It's like, there's no build to it.
Right.
So it's good that they moved it.
Redemption really should be a 3-hour Dynamite is what it should be.
Yeah. And it's going to get swallowed a lot by the build to All In, which I get because All In is what matters here.
Yep.
But it's just, so now you've got this match, so you're going to do a short program between Thekla and Willow, and then the winner of that moves on to All In, and they're going to have to build the program between that person and Mercedes
Right.
in roughly 4 weeks
Yes.
ish.
Which is why I don't think Willow is going to win. I think that if we are to believe what we saw tonight, Mercedes should be angling for the world title.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, Mercedes is, though. Remember, she's got the title shot at All In. See, this is where I talk about it's a convoluted picture now.
Yep.
So
You're right. Yep.
How are you going to do this? This is the challenge to them. How are you going to keep Mercedes in that picture other than her just being on commentary or whatever, or sitting in the lifeguard chair, which I did actually think was pretty funny.
That was so good.
How are you going to keep her in the picture when the program now is Thekla versus Willow in a couple weeks at Redemption? So you've got to build that. You've got to keep Mercedes in it. You got to remind everybody that Thekla is still Thekla.
Yep.
And now you've thrown in, Divine Dominion into this.
Yep.
And that's where I say this doesn't make sense to me. Because if the idea is we're going to start doing trios matches between Triangle of Madness and Mercedes and Divine Dominion, that would make a lot more sense if that was the story.
Right.
But it's not.
Right.
There's a whole other one now with Willow.
Right. Yeah. Right now we have like 4.
Yeah.
And they all have about the same amount of backstory right now. The Willow one makes the most sense. But you're right. I had it a little different in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But because of how the title picture is looking, this is weird.
It is. There's too many players on the board. Like I said, you've got way too much happening now.
Well, there probably isn't too many players. It's that the players they have, the math doesn't math on it.
Sure.
And I think that's the issue is because, like you pointed out, the Willow Thekla thing, Willow has to be the winner, right? Well, so why are we having Mercedes mess with Thekla? Because they can't fight it All In and they can't fight at Redemption because it's probably going to be Thekla and Willow. So what are we doing?
Well, yeah, exactly. So the story now is what we know for a fact is Willow is the number 1 contender.
Yep.
For Redemption, where she will fight Thekla. That's the match we know.
That's it. Yep.
We know that Mercedes will be waiting for whoever wins it at All In, but she doesn't know in kayfabe. She doesn't know who that's going to be.
Correct.
The same way we don't know who that's going to be. So
Correct.
Why is she picking a fight with either of them right now?
Yeah, now that, you put real world logic into wrestling logic, it makes no sense.
It doesn't. The best thing for Mercedes to do right now, if you're her, this is the smartest thing, right? Sit back, let them beat the crap out of each other, get your shots in where you can on both of them. Mm-hmm. So whoever comes out the other side of it is weaker for your match with them at All In, right?
Yeah.
And probably the smartest play is just sit back and watch.
Right. And maybe
and
that's
see where you can throw fuel on the fire. But
maybe that's why she is now teamed up with Divine Dominion to have them do her dirty work and beat both of them up.
Maybe, but then it should be, then Divine Dominion should have beaten them up, right? Then Divine Dominion should have come out tonight and taken those 2 down.
Yeah.
But instead, they specifically went after Julia Hart and Sky Blue, which is obviously to lead to the match between those 2 and Divine Dominion for the tag titles. And look, you put that in a vacuum, and I'm with you. I'm glad they're doing something with the tag titles. I've talked about that a lot. But the problem is they inserted it into the Women's World Championship story.
Yeah.
That's the issue. And so now when I say there's too many players on the board, that's what I mean. You took a story that was always going to be a little bit rocky because you had 3 in Mercedes, Thekla, and Willow. And now you have added in Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Megan Bayne, and Lena Cross. You've gone from 3 to 7.
Yeah.
That are all in this story somehow or another. And that's where I go, it's too many people on the board. It's too many characters on the board. It was going to be tough enough with 3, and now you've made it more convoluted than you had to. So that's why, to me, I was like, I'm going to be generous and put the whole match in the mid. What I probably should have done is separated out that post-match angle and said, I don't like it. because that is now very convoluted to me. And I don't know how you're going to build all this in the time that you have given yourself. So again, if I were Tony Khan, I get doing another pay-per-view. I get it. Go get your money. I'm just not sure I would have put one here. I'm not sure I would have put one, but Forbidden Door, like we've talked about, can exist on its own because the novelty of it is not the storyline. It's, bringing the other companies in.
Mm-hmm.
But plopping Redemption in between that with this, being a month basically to All In, when All In is the show that matters, like I wouldn't have put it there, man. I would have moved it somewhere else.
No. So in spite of all the convolutedness, I liked the whole thing, but now that we're talking about it, it is going down a bit. But Thekla, hats off, because Thekla, first, she comes out rocking a drink, and she gives 0 Fs on commentary. Like you said, a little rough start, but then I wrote down 3 different lines that just had me going, and I forgot about the motorboating line. Didn't even write that one down.
And what was best about that is she just made the noise.
Yes. But line number 1, the ring is really filling up with some dumb bitches. Second great line, dumb bitch battle royale. I was like, thank you. And then when Willow went flying out of the ring because she did some tope or something, she goes, yeah, she's looking great. I wonder if she was even injured.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, are you peeling back a little bit of the curtain and you're not supposed to? What are you doing there, Thekla?
Yeah, I mean, she was really good. She was very, very good on commentary, which again probably helped boost that match in my eyes. But
can we get back to some convoluted stuff?
Yeah.
That happened during the match?
Sure.
Why did the best Sky Blue and Julia Hart look is when they were beating the hell out of security?
Yeah, it didn't make... That didn't make sense to me.
No, you've got at that. But let's see what they were. Sky Blue and Julia. Julia was out 6th, so you have 4 other women that you could beat tar out of, but instead you're whooping up on these security people.
Yeah, security got beat up a lot tonight.
Yeah,
and I don't really understand the why of that. I also didn't understand Sky Blue comes out with the kendo stick and Excalibur's like, well, remember, it's no DQ. First of all, I'm not sure I knew it was no DQ. But second,
no, I didn't know that.
Then why doesn't everybody do that?
Yeah, only her and Julia came out with the
trash can. Why didn't everybody do that? Like if you're the person or the people that came out in between the two of them and you see Sky Blue come out with the kendo stick and it's like, well, wait a minute, they're just letting her do it. Like, I'm grabbing a chair or something. There was a lot of logic problems with this one.
And why are they taking chairs from the security guy in the corner and then taking chairs from the announcer and roughing them up? And I just didn't get the security beatdown. I get you need something to do during the commercial break, but like I said, there are 4 other women in that ring. Whoop on them.
Well, I don't even think they were in break when they did that.
No, but they went to break during it.
Oh, okay.
They went to break during it. It's like, okay, I get that, okay, fill it with that. You don't have to show us any of that.
Yeah. It felt to me like a weak way of trying to get them heat.
Exactly. Have them beat up their competitors, not security.
Yeah, I don't care about security guards getting beat up. Every time that happens, all I can think about is Simon Miller going, wrestling security, they're pointless and sometimes they're bald. Like wrestling security is pointless and they are going to get their ass whooped and okay, whatever. So
they never keep anyone secure
and
they always lose.
Yeah.
Always lose. They're red shirts in Star Trek. That's what they are.
And sometimes they're bald.
Sometimes they are.
Sometimes they're bald.
Speaking of bald, Tommaso Ciampa kissing that guy or rubbing that guy's head at the beginning and saying bald is beautiful. Funny.
Well, not just that, but saying bald is beautiful, ass clown.
Oh,
he said ass clown, and I was like, put it on a T-shirt. I'll buy it. But anyway.
Yeah, man.
Then let's move on from the casino gauntlet. We've picked that to death.
Yeah.
Then we got the Jack Perry re-signing video that I mentioned. The only reason I really liked it is I'm glad they got it done. It seemed like it was inevitable. It seemed like they were headed towards a new contract, but I'm glad it's official.
But in this day and age, you never know, man.
You never know.
Just never know. So I was glad to see that happen.
Yeah, I really had a feeling he wouldn't go to WWE because first of all, he and Punk really hate each other.
Yes.
And second, he's one of those guys that if he went there, I'd be like, you're gonna get lost in the shuffle, man. Like they're not gonna know how to use you. You don't fit what they're trying to do. And I think Jack knows that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I think they would change his gimmick immediately.
Yes.
And then it wouldn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So
I'm glad they got it done. You said you missed Renee and Speedball.
Yes.
Okay. So it was very much blink and you miss it. Really, all it was Speedball going, Renee was like, oh, it's been a month since you and Kevin Knight fought. And he goes, I don't want to talk about Kevin Knight. Which didn't make sense.
All right.
And he goes, but Don Callis Family, you've been a thorn in my side, so I'm going to take something from you. So this Saturday on Collision, Mark Davis, I'm coming for your national title. And then he looks at the camera. He did your favorite thing, stares into the camera. And he does kind of the intense stare. And then he just goes, like he just does this weird smile.
I'm so sad I missed that.
Go watch it.
I'm going to have to watch just for that.
It's 30 seconds, maybe 60 seconds. I don't think it's even that long. And it's funny, but it's unintentionally funny.
Right. It's funny for the wrong reason. Right.
Yeah. And I don't understand why he was just like, I don't want to talk about Kevin Knight. Why would you not go back to that? Kevin Knight isn't doing anything right now. Speedball has basically been MIA since that moment. Why not run it back with them? Why not make this a thing?
I mean, Kevin Knight is going after everybody else. He's going after the world title. He's going after.
But is he, though? Because all he does is come out and badly say words.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So get the two guys that don't do great on promos and have them promo battle and fight each other.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, you don't even need to do the promo battle. It could have been yeah, you're right. It's been a month. I had to go away and really think about things. And you know what, though? I'm not done with you, Kevin Knight. Like, we're not finished. You don't get to do the things you did and just get away with it. Like, that's kind of a problem for me right now is the lack of consequences for him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense. That makes way more sense.
And I know that they're moving more towards Kevin Knight and Darby, and that makes a lot more sense.
Yep.
Well, it doesn't make a lot more sense, but I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I just thought I just didn't think it made any sense to blow it off. You know what I mean?
When you give Ciampa and Jericho 6 weeks,
yeah,
and that feud got a week,
yeah,
nope,
it just didn't make any sense.
You had a long running history with these two guys, and you give them a 1 week in the blow off, and then that's it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So I would have liked to have seen them actually do a little bit more there. But as it is, it's funny. Again, unintentionally, but it's funny.
Yep. Way to go, Mike Bailey.
Yeah. And then Kenny Omega and MJF went to war and match of the night.
Yep.
No question.
Without a doubt.
I don't have a lot to say here. This is great. It shows you exactly why these two guys are so good at what they do.
Yep.
The only thing that bummed me out, no Hangman.
Yep. I don't know how many times you were going to say, I gotta believe Hangman's coming next week, and he still no shows.
Apparently, at least one more, because
I'm calling. I don't think we see Hangman until All In.
I think you might be right. At this point, I agree. I don't think he shows up till All In, but I think it will be fascinating to see what he does at All In.
Yep. With this match with Kenny and MJF, I liked the Ospreay interference. I thought that was good.
Yep.
It made sense. And hats off to the production team, because those last 3 V triggers, the angle they shot those at, those looked amazing. Yep. And it's not often you get the right angle for the right move. And man, or Kenny's just that damn good and they looked that damn great, because it looked amazing. And I was just like, oh man, I'm glad they showed us that. And then they did the second one, and then a third one. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
great freaking match, great freaking match.
yeah, I think it was all of the above. I think it was a great angle. I think Kenny's that good. I also think MJF sold him really well.
Yep.
Really, really well.
Mhm.
I think this whole thing was great. I'm curious to see if MJF goes away for a little bit now to let that knee fully heal up.
Right.
I think he might.
Mhm.
Or, we might get some pre-taped promos from him, but I think he might not appear in person for a couple of weeks, maybe.
Mhm.
The
He might not be back
question
till Redemption, maybe?
Yeah, and the question now for me is, okay, so you put the belt on Omega, which you and I have been saying was gonna happen for a while.
Mhm.
So what's the main event gonna be at Redemption? Because you're not gonna go to Canada and not have Kenny Omega on the card.
Right. I think
So
somehow the main event is going to go back to Cage and Cope because they're Canadian,
yeah, it could be.
but I don't know because they've kind of have they really haven't finished. Did they finish the dogs? Because the dogs have kind of moved on to the Bang Bang Gang.
Right, I mean, so they beat them at Forbidden Door.
Mhm.
And even though I think there's juice in that feud, it really is okay. Apparently, the dogs and the Bang Bang Gang.
Yep.
So, to me, it seemed like okay. So then the next obvious challenger, it's going to be the Young Bucks. But now all four of those guys are MIA a little bit,
Mhm.
and I think part of that is my guess is they want to save Cope and Christian and the Young Bucks for All In.
Probably.
So it's entirely, I mean, I think you're right. I think if you're going to go to Montreal, you put those two guys on the show,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm not
Oh!
sure what it's going to
I kn
be.
I know. I know. I got it. That's why the Brawling Birds are back.
You know
Of
what?
course. Of
Maybe.
course.
Yeah, maybe. The
That
only other thing I can think of is that they're going to slap Death Spray in there against them.
that could work.
But I think, Death Spray is going to lose.
Yeah, there's no story there. There's no
No.
reason for that
No.
because Mox doesn't go after belts, so it's irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a story with anyone right now.
No, they don't.
So maybe they aren't gonna be at Redemption, but you're dumb not to put them on the card, I think.
I agree. I think it would be a big mistake not to put those two on the card. And so when is the show? I think it's the last weekend of the month. So you've got,
Oh, of July?
yeah, it's this month
Oh my god.
because All In is in August. It's this month. So you've got,
Why is that not popping up?
I'm going to say 2 weeks. I'm going to say you got 2 weeks to figure that out.
If they do it on the 26th, they have 2 weeks and 2 days. Basically 2 weeks, 3 days.
Yeah.
is
So you
what
got
they've
2 weeks. And
we
it
already know
is-
FTR is taking an extended leave,
Yep.
so they aren't coming back to do anything.
Nope.
I'm trying to think of any other tag team. The thing that makes the most sense is Don Callis has enough people
Yeah,
to
you could throw
throw
them at it.
at the tag titles because Don is always going to want titles.
Yep.
I see no reason why that he can't do that next week. And, put together what Brian Cage needs something.
Mm-hmm.
And is it Jake Doyle? Yeah, Jake Doyle. Those two need something.
Well, Doyle is now the guy they're throwing at everybody to get your earn it shot, right? Like you got to beat Jake Doyle, and if you do, then you can have whatever.
Okay, then give me Lance Archer and Brian Cage back. Give me that.
That would make sense. Yeah.
I want to see that again anyway.
Yeah.
So give me those two. Have Cage and Cope make an appearance next week. Let them get 4 words out to Renee, and then those two just obliterate them. Now I'm in.
Well, I mean, Okada's not doing anything.
Is he in Japan for some reason?
He might be. I don't know.
I think you're going to see a Kyle Fletcher Okada kind of. I don't know if that friendship's going to last.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I agree. But anyway, I did just look it up. It is July 26th in Montreal. I don't know how you leave those two off the card. I don't know how you would leave Jericho off the card.
Right.
But right now, I'm not sure what any of those guys are going to do.
Oh, Mike Bailey is from
So
Canada, so
he
he
is.
and not Kevin Knight. So I guess he and someone else from the Don Callis family.
Yep.
Although Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight is in the Don Callis family, so you could fight him.
Yep.
Just a
Yep.
thought.
Yep. So anyway, they got some work to do as it relates to redemption, but I don't know who Kenny Omega is going to fight here. I really
Do
don't.
we
The
have
only thing,
any? Do we have any matches set for redemption right now?
just the only one is Willow and Thekla that happened tonight, beat by Willow winning the Gauntlet match. That's it that I'm aware of. That's the only one.
Okay.
So, I would think that you would do something with the newly re-signed Jack Perry.
Yes.
I would think that you would do something, so I would think that Darby and Kevin Knight's going to be on it
I would hope. Yeah.
for the TNT Championship. Like I said, you'd think Jericho, you would think Edge and Christian.
Yep.
And Omega's got to be on there somewhere.
You would think. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you don't. So it's either they're going to run it back with him and MJF, which I doubt.
Yeah.
I
don't
think what might be more likely is they may stick Andrade in there.
I mean, I
don't
hope
love
they
it.
don't. I hope they don't, because I want him there. That you have legitimate beef with the Don Callis family. It makes more sense. I want him to start belt collecting from the Don Callis family. I think that would be a
I
really
agree.
fun story, and that would extend for a while. He can pick them off one by one, and then have the Jet be the last one, and have him take that belt, and then he could go after the World Championship.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with that.
But
I don't know who you're
else-
going to throw it at Omega here. I just don't.
No. I'm honestly drawing a blank.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
Mick Foley? I don't. I mean,
I don't know. Everyone's asking for their match. So
but that's the thing. Now nobody is.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Andrade's really the only one talking about it besides Kevin Knight. But
Yeah.
like I said, I think it's going to be him and Darby. That's clearly I think it's clearly the direction they're headed in.
Kevin Knight and Darby. Yeah, 100%. Yep. And I think Andrade is going after, what is it, the national title?
I believe so. Yeah.
That Dunkzilla, which I think is a
Mark Davis has
terrible nickname, but whatever. So Andrade, I don't think is on the table.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, again, it's really very unclear to me. Like, what you could do, you could have Omega and Kevin Knight at Redemption, and Darby screws Kevin Knight the way, you know what I mean? Like, Darby screws him, and then it's Darby and Kevin Knight at All In, which makes some sense.
Okay.
And maybe that's what they're going to do. But I don't know. I don't know what the ticket sale count is right now for that show. But if they need to move tickets, I don't know that Kevin Knight versus Kenny Omega does that. I don't know that it doesn't, but I don't know that it does. Because on paper, this is, again, where putting it next to All In is a problem.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that going, there's no way Kevin Knight wins.
Right.
I'm looking at that going, it's going to be Omega and Ospreay at All In.
Yes. I'm going back. I'm gonna retract my statement about Andrade. I think it could make sense if Kenny comes out and says, "Look, Andrade, I know Don screwed you over. I've been screwed over by him. You want a title shot? You've got it at Redemption."
I think that might happen.
And then that way, Don Callis family can screw Andrade out of that match. Then we can pick up right where we were tonight with, fine, screw you, I'm still getting your belts, or one of them, or multiple, whatever.
Right.
I think you're right. If you have Kenny do that, that makes sense to me if we make that happen.
Yeah. And it keeps Andrade strong because he won't lose clean.
Exactly.
Not that losing to Omega is ever a bad,
Right.
loss or whatever, but so I don't know. It's they got work to do for redemption is what it boils down to.
Well, Tim, how you know?
Well, I don't. That's the whole thing that I'm saying is I don't.
How you know?
I don't.
How you
But
know?
I do know that I'm going to take my pants off.
You're wearing pants?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's like, who are you?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know you anymore.
How you
You've
know?
grown so far apart.
How you know?
I don't.
So,
That's the issue, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I got to give him credit though. That line has suddenly gotten way over and good on you.
It started so bad.
It did.
But I don't know what happened in, I think, the span of a week.
Mm-hmm.
It worked.
Yeah.
It was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm back in. When he uses it, does it make any sense?
No.
90% of the time, no, it does not.
No.
But I like it.
Yeah. So anyway, they got some work to do. Now, that all aside, I do think this was a good episode of Dynamite.
Oh, yeah.
It just,
Yep.
I'm really curious to see where we go from here with a lot of things. And I'm also very curious to see where we don't go, specifically as it relates to Ciampa and Jericho.
Yeah, oh, please don't do that. But I mean,
Please let that be it.
I got to give this Dynamite credit. They did move some storylines along. They made efforts to throw new story hooks in there.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're not seeing the sense they make or the connectivity, and I'm willing to give that a pass if they start clarifying that. Maybe on Collision, a little bit of that gets clarified, because so often you and I were like, "What the hell happened?" And then on Collision, they're like, "Here," and then it's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
Yeah.
So
that may be.
Maybe we get some clarification on Saturday. I hope so. But at least by next Dynamite, we start to firm up what is happening with the women's division. We start firming up, is Kenny going to show up at Redemption? Are we going to bother to have the World Tag Team titles, who the holders are from Canada? Are they going to be there?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I would imagine that the world title will start to take more shape next week. And I get why it didn't tonight. But yeah, the tag titles are you'd think they'd be on there, but I don't know.
We'll see.
Yep.
We will see.
Yep. So like and share and subscribe and follow and do all the things.
Please do the things.
Please do the things. We are at Elite Heat Pod on social media. You should leave reviews if you like the show, as always.
Yeah.
If you don't like the show, fuck you.
If you know what, if you don't like the show, keep it to yourself. Don't wreck it for others.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit.
Everybody's yum. People dig this. Great.
Yeah,
let them.
Yeah, it's not like we're gonna stop doing it just because you bitch on the internet.
Exactly.
I don't know why I'm saying that. Like, nobody really has, so I don't know. I think
you're looking to get a rival. I think that's what you're looking for.
It's not even that. You know what it is? It's just what pops in my head every time before I do it is from Talladega Nights when he does, "If you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you."
That's fair. That's a good pull. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah.
So anyway, all right. So that's that for this week's episode. We'll see if things get more clear for Redemption next week.
Yep.
I'm not going to hold my breath.
No. So next week, we'll see you then, dumb bitches.